Good day, viewers. In my last video, we talked about signs, S-I-G-N-S. In the Bible, we have signs to verses. This, for instance, chapter 8, verse 9, or verses so and so. What I didn't mention was that in the Quran, every verse is a sign, ayah or ayatun. So, uh, if I say Surah 1, verse 1, it means Surah 1, sign 1. So, we have so many signs in the Quran. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, there are 6,336 in number in the Quran. So, every uh, verse in the Quran is a sign, ayah, or plural ayat, signs. Why are these signs? You see that the verses I mentioned yesterday, or let's say in my last video, related to signs in the world. Signs in humans themselves, signs in animals, signs in plants, signs on earth, signs in the waters or in the waters, and then signs in space. It's no wonder that an ayah in the Quran is called a sign because it relates to all these things that I have mentioned. But these particular verses, there may be others I don't know that I mentioned, are related directly to the signs that we see. And that's why in the verse it says, Afala tubsurun. Don't you see? Don't you see the signs? Afala tubsurun. سنريهم آياتنا في الأرض وفي أنفسهم أفلا تبصرون. Let me take it right. سنريهم آياتنا في الآفاق وفي أنفسهم, in their own selves, حتى يتبين لهم إنه الحق أو لم يكفي بربك إنه على كل شيء شهيد. It's already there in the last video. So we shall show them our signs in the regions and in themselves, in their own selves. Is it not enough for you that God is witness to everything, so that all the signs in the world is God who creates them and is witness to them? And that is Surah 41, like I said. Sorry for repeating, but I'm just going over Surah 41. That's Surah Fusilet, or explained in detail. So look, imagine it's science. So these signs have to be explained in detail. Fusilat, explained in detail. So that's 41, verse 53. And what is the second one? This is even longer. The other ones are short signs. And they mean a lot. They have heavy meaning for the thinking man. وفي الأرض آيات للموقنين. That's just it. One verse, a whole verse. And this sign encapsulates many signs. All the things that happen in the world are in this verse, as well as in the following verse, which is 51, which is also Surah 51, That's Surah Zariyat. And Zariyat means winds that scatter. Scatter what? And I believe it is that these signs are scattered throughout the whole world. Fil afaki. A sign happens here, it scatters all over the world. So it is not surprising that we have the internet. The internet scatters news throughout the whole world. God knew about the internet. It's God who brought it. He has a purpose, and the purpose is good. But like everything, we misuse them. Like everything, we misuse the internet. So, so that is it. A very short verse. وآيات وفي الأرض آيات للموقنين for the thinking man, for the man who has a short faith. And the following verse 21 is وفي أنفسهم أفلا تبصرون, and in their own selves do you not see? أفلا تبصرون, do you not see the signs? Surah Al-Zariyat, scattering what? The winds that scatter. Maybe the internet is the wind, scattering news. Oh my God. Okay, so like I said, these few verses, each of them encapsulates all the signs that happen in the world. So, what we are discussing now in the papers are also related to these verses. So, let's take the next uh, paper and see what is in there. Let me show you this paper so that fake Dr. Kwesi Ndum jailed 10 years for duping pastor. Well, that is no more good news in our world. It's one of those things. Then the second one is rather, I don't know, if you're not careful, you will laugh. I find it difficult to stifle my laughter sometimes. Pardon me to say, I'm not a prophet. I'm not near Jesus or Muhammad or any of the prophets. So if I laugh small, it doesn't really matter much. May God forgive me and may you forgive me. Wicked houseboy caught at last. Wicked houseboy caught at last. He always puts his male organ in baby's mouth to suck. Look at that. He always puts his male organ in baby's mouth to suck. Then it follows. Baby thinks it is feeding bottle. That's why I say sometimes I laugh. Pardon me. You see? You see why I have to laugh? Hmm? Baby thinks it is feeding what? Feeding bottle. Of course, it's a baby. He doesn't know. All he knows is feeding bottle. Anything that enters the mouth, it's feeding bottle. So, like I say, forgive me and God forgive me for laughing, but it's one of those things. Uh, this one under says what? Go away. Sorry, I'm just quoting. So if I use a word that is, not acceptable, please forgive me. Go away with your small prick. Go away with your small prick. Who says this? A wife saying this to the husband after being caught with her concubine. The husband caught him and She doesn't care. She just say, get away. My Nigerian brothers will say, come out, get away with your small prick before the concubine. So when people murder each other, you have to understand. That's why I say nobody can stop murder in the world. Nobody can stop war. So what happened next, I don't know. But the story is here. Go away with your small prick. Can you understand that? So, uh, okay, this is important. This is important. Like I say, it's also educative. Educative. It will teach us things. Uh, this article says, let me show you if you can read this. Because everything is turned upside down, you may, but let me read it. If you see 10 women angry, eh? If you see 10 women angry, fighting or quarreling with their husbands or boyfriends or any other person, then you must know that 8 of them are in their monthly periods or monthly courses. They are bleeding. So you see, this is a sign. You see, woman fight. You see, sometimes we say they talk a lot. Huh? What word do you use? I can't remember the word. But they talk a lot. They talk incessantly. You, the man, that's why in the scriptures, man is above woman. You, the man, has to see why she's talking so much. But this article is opening our eyes. It's an eye opener. You see, 8 of such women are in their monthly period. So the monthly period is a sign that that uh, you should understand. When a woman is getting a monthly period, there are signs. So many signs. Mm? This sign is not medical, but medical it is there. And spiritually it's also there. Because some learned person said when a man is bleeding in their conscience, it means that the womb is crying. The womb is crying for lack of child because that blood is not supposed to come. It should have been what? A child. But he has lost that child. So the womb is crying. A sign. So this is an important piece of information for those of us who don't know. Be patient with your wives. Mm? Be patient with your wife all the time. Even if it's not menses, there is a cause. She won't tell you. It's like a child crying. The child is crying. They are given a signs. When it's too much, when it's incessant, you have to look for the pediatrician who knows the signs of women. To explain to you why the child is crying so much. He can't talk. There are signs. That's why in the Quran, the verses, in my opinion, that's why in the Quran, verses are called signs. So, let's go to this. Fake Dr. Kwesi Undum jailed 10 years for defrauding a pastor. That's also no news. It's no news. Then the other one, sorry, let me show you. I'll show you to you so you know that I'm not talking from my head. Why should a man, 60 years, rape a girl of 9? It's not the first time. They've happened several times before this one. And it's 2002 paper. and they happen as I'm talking. As I'm talking, be sure that they are happening somewhere in the world. Then the next one, sprayer rapes girl 14 and causes abortion. It's no more news in our society. Businessman defrauds poor student. The other stories are very common. Man kills his ex-wife because of chop money. You know what chop money means? You have to be an African black man to know what chop money. Chop money is uh, feeding allowance for the wife. Let me call it so. Feeding allowance for the wife or for the family. So man kills his ex-wife because of that. Why? You will ask. Uh, what assistant burns her ex-boyfriend's house for leaving her, and there are so many women abound. Hmm? If you are growing, you will know that it is now that we are getting more and more and more women, and beautiful women too. If you thought we had beautiful women in the past, now you see that no, we have women far more beautiful, and we have women far more in numbers. So why? They were stealing from cars parked at 37. 37 is a military base in Accra, Ghana. So thieves are not afraid. You go there to steal. Reverend Captain John Abeku Sam Bunyan sent to prison remand for fraud. The same Reverend Captain Abeku Sam stole accident victims 12 million cedis, Ghana cedis, and issued bounce check to the police. Is he a reverend? That's why the scriptures say, beware of false prophets. Uh, well, this article too is worth mentioning. Small girl teaches rapists a lesson. I'll show you the whole page so you can see. And what does it say? In short, the small girl simply squeezed very timely, I would say, I will add very quick timely, squeezed the genitals of the man. Yes, the small girl, clever girl, simply got away at the right time to squeeze the genitals of the man, and he had to scream. And I think the body has to, okay, deflate. Let me use the word deflate, pardon me, instantly. Of course, the body will deflate instantly. So, this is a lesson for small girls, a way of defense. You pretend that you are ready, and when he's coming, press it hard, like we are using, what is the name of that instrument? I forgot the name. Press it hard. I don't think that's wickedness. That's self defense. Another landlord and his wife for fraud. You are not satisfied with the money that is coming from your tenants. Then landlord rents her room to three persons. That's a lot of money. knowing very well that you are going to cause trouble. Landlord rejects tenant for raping his daughter. You would say a welcome piece of information, piece of news. Oh, wonderful. Uh, let me show you before I read. Let me show you this before I read. What does it say? Many girls are now working as pickpockets in Accra. Girls, many girls are now working as pickpockets in Accra. That's a 2002 paper. And the title is Top Story, Monday, July 15th to July 31st. 2002. Is it surprising? Um, oh, there was, how many girls? And another one here. Girl who dressed to expose her breasts and panties stripped naked. So maybe the young man who did it said, no, we can't look at half. We have to look at all. We have to see all. Pardon me to say that. Okay. Okay. I think this article, I will agree with it partially, but not all. And what does it say? Dancing and gossiping make human beings live longer. While I will agree with dancing, gossiping, I doubt. What do you say, viewer? Yes, dancing, I agree, but gossiping, I doubt because of the spiritual implications of it. If it's too much, God sets in. If your gossiping causes damages, the wars we have are due to gossiping. And in wars, most of the time, we succeed because of intelligence and not because of might. They spy on each other, the warring parties. And most of the time, it's the intelligence that uh, determine the course of the war. There's another one here. Laugh and use the shower regularly for long life. Okay, I think it's okay because I have to laugh. I can't stifle laughter. If I stifle it, I don't know what will happen. Maybe my life will be shortened by a day, according to this paper. So, okay, another one here for everybody. He caught his wife and her lover, but he has forgiven her. How many of us can do that? Hmm? What about the community that gives their wives to strangers to sleep with? But it's not there in the scriptures anyway. Wife turns her rival into a dog. So The reason why two rivals married to the same man have been at loggerheads, even though their husband and many others have time without number tried to settle the dispute, came to light on Friday, June 28th, when the two rivals, Mercy, Mercy Labi and Baba Coleman, clashed again at their Dansoma home. The time Baba Coleman did not only this time, Baba Coleman did not only accuse her rival of being a witch, but also openly admitted that she herself was also a witch and challenged her rival to deny the charge and see whether he whether she won't turn into a dog. Um, oh, no news. 19-year-old boy jailed 5 years for stealing. That's no news. Forest for these days. In these days, how does the pill contraceptives affect you? So I don't know. I haven't gone into whether it's good effects or the side effects or something. Lady who poured acid on her husband freed after trial. Okay, let me add this one before we come to an end. Michael Jackson fights his producer in public for poor sales and invisible. So, viewers, sadly, we have to end here. Oh, let me give you one last story, a colonial story, like I intend to. In the olden days in Accra, Ghana, there is a place called Fadama, and people had to cross there to central Accra. A pregnant woman was crossing, and a rapist got her there. Apparently the rapist had been looking for her. He went to her and asked for sex. The pregnant woman said, "Oh, I'm pregnant. Don't you see that I'm pregnant?" The rapist insisted and forced her to undress. When the rapist was about to mount her, a chain came from up, got around the man's neck, and pulled the man up. So this is a story of about 1900, between 1900 or either 18, last part of 1800 and beginning of 1900. Took So how did he hear this story? Is the pregnant one who came home and gave the news. So this is the sign that I will uh, say goodbye to with you. So let's continue uh, tomorrow, God willing. Thanks a lot. May God be with you. Bye bye.